Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Today we have an interesting show lined up for you. Ingrid Cole and Kedia Delahaye from the Administrator General's Department are here to discuss the AGD's roles and functions. We have much more lined up and you don't want to miss a minute, so do yourself a favor and stay tuned. Your favorite magazine program starts right now.
We share a lot of sensitive information and data, and once criminals get access to this information, indeed people are at risk based on the sensitivity of the information that they share.
How much do you know about making a will, reporting a death, or even transferring a motor vehicle to the surviving spouse of a deceased person? These are just some of the services provided by the Administrator General's Department. Find out more next.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first in a two-part interview when we look at the role of the Administrator General's Department. I'm Anthros Campbell, and with me are Estate Administration Executive Ingrid Cole and Senior Legal Executive Kedia Delahaye. Welcome to the program, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Now, the Administrator General Department is known for its role in managing the estates of persons who would have died intestate or without leaving a will. But is that all you do? Tell me about your role and function.
Okay, the role of the Administrator General's Department is to administer estates of persons who died without leaving a will and leaving the estate unadministered, where their children under 18 minors. The department also administers estates where the Administrator General has been named executor under a will. We also...
Tell us who is an executor?
An executor is someone named under a will, and the executor carries out the functions of administering the estates, calling in the assets, paying liabilities, and distributing to beneficiaries.
All right.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit more about the process.
The process in terms of administration of estates.
Right. What do people have to do? When do you get into action?
Okay, once the matter is reported to us, the matter is reported to us by way of what you call our form of particulars. It's available on our website. It is completed. Once it's completed and submitted, once we look at it and we see where there are minors, then we begin to investigate the estate, and then we start the process of administering. So we will write to the different companies, write to the last place of employment of the deceased to ascertain what benefits are due to the person. We would then look to the beneficiaries themselves now to see whether or not they are indeed related to the deceased. And by virtue of that, they are asked to submit their proof of their relationship.
Yes. Sounds easy though, but it seems to me that it's always a very long and tedious process. Why is that?
Well, it depends on what is reported, because sometimes persons may report assets and there may be other assets that are not reported.
Yes.
And so we have to investigate. And once we complete our investigations, then we begin the process of extracting a grant of administration. And Ms. Delahaye can speak to the grant of administration that is required.
Right. Tell us about that.
All right, so when the person dies intestate, what we get from the court is what we call letters of administration. But in 2015, there was an amendment to the Administrator General's Act, which allows the Administrator General to issue its own grant known as Instrument of Administration that those relate to estates, specifically where there are minor beneficiaries, and also instrument of distribution, and those relate to where you have what we call multiple generational estate. That is where the Administrator General is an administrator in probably a father's estate, but before we can distribute the asset, beneficiaries to that estate would have died, and so we call that multi-generational estate.
Yes.
That amendment in 2015 allows us to issue 2 types of grants. However, we still make application in the courts for estates where they're all beneficiaries and you don't have a multi-generational estate. So we still go to the courts for letters of administration. And what we do, we file documents in court to extract a grant. And once we have extracted that grant, or we have issued our internal grant, that gives the Administrator General the power to basically pay all liabilities and to distribute the assets. So it is that document on which our authority stands.
And we're only speaking here about people who die without making a will.
Without making a will.
And so that can be so problematic. Tell us how to go about making a will. Why is it so difficult?
It's not difficult. It's really very easy.
We think it is difficult.
Yes. Persons think it is difficult, yes. But it's really very easy. It's just to... You can write your will on a piece of paper. You can type your will. It's just a matter of just writing what it is that you want to distribute. As long as it conforms with the Wills Act, which is you must have your name on it. Then you have your distribution clause. There's a clause that says all the rest and residue of my... No, before you get to that, you named an executor.
Yes.
That is very important.
Yes.
You must name your executor. And then you speak to distribution. So, you leave whatever it is that you have to whoever it is that you want. And name your assets, wherever your assets are located.
Yes.
Please put that in your will.
Yes.
And then there's the all-important clause, which is, we call it the residuary clause. All the rest and residue of my estate I leave to, and you name whoever it is that you want to. Then you will date your will, you will sign, and 2 persons must witness your signature.
Yes.
And voila, that's your will.
So a will it's easy to make a will,
it's
ladies
very
and
easy.
gentlemen. So no fear.
Yes.
This is where we're going to close this week's interview, and we're going to come back to you next week. Thank you, ladies, for joining me on this program. We'll continue the conversation next week. I'm Rose Campbell.
Students aged 9 to 12 enter the essay competition. Write 500 words on the topic, how has Jamaican music contributed to the country's growth and development?
Give it to me one time.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
Prizes and surprises await you in the 2018 Jamaica Information Service Heritage Competition.
Young people being involved in agriculture is an important factor for the government. Here are 2 students from the Ebony Park Heart Academy who have a passion for general agriculture.
We normally clean this system on a daily basis by using a shovel to gather the feces across the slots. Some of the feces normally falls into the slot, and the rest that doesn't fall in, we have a 2-inch hole at the end of the slotted area where we push all of the feces into it. The pit system for the slotted system is normally built with a degree of slope. That is sloped to a vent area where it is released into the biodigester. What if I told you there's an easier way to do this? Students from the Ebony Park Heart Academy in Maypen, Clarendon have designed a unique way, modern if I may say, of effectively cleaning your pig pen. A design which they had on display at the recently held Dembe Agricultural Show. Take a look.
This is a pig pen, but not just any pig pen. This is a hydraulic slotted pig pen. Normally, pig pens aren't made to just move up and down. It don't have any up and down movements. So with this pen now, we make it that it can use the hydraulic system and let it go up for better sanitization of the pen itself. So this pen is connected to a biodigester. This biodigester is a system where the waste/the effluent from this pig pen can be converted to a gas called methane, which can be used like a fuel in the home, or it can be used to help with the maintenance of this because it can use to power this system itself.
As said before, this is a hydraulic slotted pig pen, therefore after a while there will be a buildup of feces and excessive bacteria beneath the pen. Therefore the hydraulic system would come in place because this would allow us to clean beneath the pen effectively. Before we clean beneath the pen, we place a fiberglass beneath the pen to prevent the excessive feces and waste material from passing through because we don't want it to touch you while we are beneath the pen cleaning. So this is when the pen goes up, and it will allow you to clean beneath the pen effectively to reduce the amount of bacteria and have a safe and disease-free pen. Afterwards, after you have done cleaning, you place the pen back into its designated area and remove the fiberglass and sanitize it, and that's the pen.
Our course is general agriculture. In general agriculture, we do with the husbandry practice and the cleaning of pens and sanitation and so forth. But we have slotted pen down there, and we have noticed that, you know what, with the slotted pen now, after a period of time, you may have a accumulation of bacteria because of small pieces of feces here and there. And remember, the swine/the pig are some animals which they easily catch disease and are easily infected. So that is why and how we come up with this invention. We don't have lots of difficulty because our senior instructor, Sir Calvin Wills, has supplied us with most of the resources needed. But the challenge that we face was mainly making this component, making the up and down movement without the use of electricity. So we had to think about it thoroughly. We just buck up on some syringes. So what we did was, we noticed that when you connect two syringes with a tube, when you push one down, the other one will go up. So we think about it and say, mainly we can use this as the hydraulic component of it using water. Like a liquid, you can use any liquid, not a too thick liquid, a liquid which can flow freely and make the movement. So we have the tendency to connect the syringe to each corner, to four corners, and to these syringes we connect them on the framing. So when we have the tendency to push down the syringe, the pen will go up, and when we push up the syringe, the pen will go down. So that is our hydraulic component of the system.
Youth involvement in agriculture is top priority for the government. And with a system like this one, designed to integrate modern technology and agriculture, what more could you possibly ask for?
Now moonshine, bright tonight, how we got shine a big all night till daylight.
Secondary level students enter the poster competition with digital or illustrated pieces, and tertiary level students, the photo competition is for you.
The topic for the poster and photo competition is Jamaica's music, the stage for growth and development.
All entries must be submitted by Sunday, October 28th.
For additional information, visit the JS website at www.js.gov.jm. Email heritageposter, all at js.gov.jm.
Devon House is rich in history, but it's certainly not dated. Ever evolving, Devon House has morphed into a gastronomy center. Reading for your feasting. Take a look.
This evening we launch the first of hopefully a number of gastronomy centers across destination Jamaica. We selected Devon House to be the start not only because it is unique in its own offerings, we also selected Devon House because it's in the center of commerce and entertainment and culture in the Caribbean, the city of Kingston.
Gastronomy is one of the fastest growing reasons for people to travel. The World Tourism Organization estimates that the gastronomy market is approximately $150 billion. Boasting world-renowned food and beverage delights such as ackee and saltfish, jerk pork, coffee, and rum, Jamaica is being marketed as a food destination. The Tourism Ministry is serving a platter of treats to foodies. Serving the helpings are gastronomy centers of Jamaica, stops for guests to cook, dine, and be educated on Jamaican food.
We're going to be establishing here at Devon House the first gastronomy club, and we will be building a special kitchen so that dream of putting the first standalone kitchen without a chef, without a cook, without anyone except those who will see to its campness throughout the period. And we will be marketing that kitchen as a location for visitors from across the world to come to Devon House and cook. So you will bring your families on a Sunday afternoon, and we'll be establishing a farmer's market just next door to it. The final thing that we want to do here at Devon House in advancing this gastronomy prototype is to establish a food shop. You move from shop to shop and you just nibble, you just pick and eat different types of cuisine. So you perhaps start with a little rundown. The next shop is jerk chicken, the next shop is jerk pork, the next shop is ackee and saltfish.
It seems a perfect combo. Devon House, built by Jamaica's first black millionaire in the 1800s, has transcended into a haven for ice cream lovers and socialites. Already on site, some 14 eateries featuring local and international cuisine.
I think it's an excellent idea. I think the time has come for that. We serve both Jamaican food, international food, and we also have an Italian pizzeria.
What we do is a thin crust pizza with fresh dough, daily prepared, and we combine it with the Jamaican flavor. So like the Jamaican pizza is ackee and callaloo, or jerk pork, jerk chicken. We also do Hawaiian, pepperoni, so we try to please all kind of buds.
It's a fabulous idea. One, because Devon House has such rich history, and I believe that it's in line with our culture. It's just whatever it is that comes and intertwines together as one. You know, food, culture, music is a lifestyle.
I know it's going to be much more exciting. I believe what the Ministry of Tourism have done so far in terms of the improvement on the property is just amazing, and I just know it's going to get better as it goes along. The other retail shops that are here is also a wonderful combination. The atmosphere is great. We love it for Rev Jewelry and Accessories because it lends to the energy and the synergy of what we have to offer. So I'm very happy about this move.
It's an absolutely amazing idea. If we can bring gastronomy and market that as a tourism destination or as a tourist choice rather, that would be amazing.
The thought of persons in Jamaica and all that has always been, why is our food not more out there, Why isn't that more people coming just for the food? So, with the minister's vision, it was really about putting that plan into reality.
So happy that the minister has been able to fuse food across the world, Jamaican with Chinese, Jamaican with Italian, Jamaican with Indian, Jamaican with French. Any cuisine across the world, we can fuse it with some of our jerk seasoning or some things that are synonymous to Jamaica.
We are particularly happy at this initiative by our minister. The more people that utilize Devon House to come there for different experiences, it means that Devon House will be more self-sufficient in generating funds for the upkeep and maintenance of this heritage site.
When you create a gastronomy center, create an opportunity for not just locals. The locals already understand Devon House, but the tourists that may come, it may attract visitors from the cruise operators, because it's a big deal. And I think it's something that we need to push and drive, because the history and culture of Devon House actually fits very well with the new model, the new proposed model.
The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, ECJ, has extended the validity of all voters' IDs. Yes, I said it. All voters' IDs are valid until December 31, 2019. Businesses are being asked to continue to accept voter ID cards as a valid form of identification. Don't worry, the ECJ will continue to process new and replacement ID cards until the new expiration date. For more information, call toll-free at 1-888-991-8683 or email eojinfo@eoj.com.jm. The Electoral Commission of Jamaica, committed to free and fair elections.
The formula to success is a personal thing. It all depends on who you are. But for sure, the end game is empowerment and streets of opportunities that allow you to make your big score.
We are participants of the Youth Summer Employment Program.
YSEP is the Youth Summer Employment Program provided by the local government ministry, which enhances and prepares youth for the future working world.
It is critical that we expose the leaders of tomorrow to the workings of local government. When this program was initiated, we did so knowing that we were stepping into a new era of local government. Never before has the Ministry of Local Government embarked on a program specifically to employ young people in this country. We provided employment to over some 2,000 young people. We provided the employment to collect critical information on services provided by local government. We did an audit on streetlights. We did an audit on missing street signs across the country. We did an audit of the most vulnerable individuals across communities. And out of that audit, especially the streetlight audit, we were able to put ourselves in a position where we found out that at least 35% of streetlights that were not working across the country that we were still paying for. This year, we will have some unique features to the program. We have included disaster risk management as a core function of the Youth Summer Employment Program. We are going to retain those who are not going back to school until the end of this year. out of that core that will deal specifically with disaster response, we are going to retain 150 of you island-wide to work specifically on disaster risk across the country. In order to facilitate, to input the data that will be collected, we're going to be identifying another 50 of you who are computer savvy. You will be retained within the municipal corporations to help to input the data that will be collected based on the survey. So we will be retaining until the end of the calendar year 200 of our finest and brightest young people to assist in the process. We have included property taxes as a critical area for employment this year. We have not done much on trade license. We have extended the program to include trade license.
We actually check in the hairdressers and barber shop for license, if it is licensed or not. On the billboard, we check if the billboard is working or not, or the signs that should not be there, we make a list to take them down if it's not paid for license. In terms of trade license, we check if the business is registered once you buy and sell, or you have a license for the business.
All 230 councillors across the country have an opportunity to make recommendations. We have also accepted recommendations from non-political organizations.
The experience has been great for me because it helps me to understand how business operates and how local governments function.
Youth Summer Employment Program. Look out for us in your community.
Thanks for watching another edition of Jamaica Magazine. Do join us again tomorrow and we'll do this all over again. Send us your feedback on today's show to jamaicamagazine@jis.gov.jm. Also, you can follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, there's Twitter. Download our app on your Apple and Android devices. And you can also visit our website, jis.gov.jm, for more information. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Thanks for watching.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.